Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
How are you all, guys?
Fine, sir, fine.
All right. Okay, so let's begin today's class. Okay, so let's start today's class. Okay, so in last class, we have discussed about. So in last class, we have seen uh, writing a good prompt for LinkedIn profile. We have seen this, how to write a prompt for the LinkedIn profile, right? And what more? We have discussed about LinkedIn post, uploading PPT on LinkedIn, right? We discussed about data types, right? Scalar and collection. Collection are divided into three category. Okay, list, tuple, string, byte, and bytes array. Set correct divided two categories: set and frozen set. Mapping is in one category, which is dictionary. Okay, so our this collection data type discussion is still pending. Okay, we'll try to finish it today, collection data types. But before starting the collection data type, I'll discuss few basic things, right? Then we will begin with it. Apart from this, what we have discussed, we have discussed about class and object, right? We have discussed about data types, scalar data types. So scalar data types store single value or multiple value.
Single value.
Single value. Okay, the scalar data type stores single values. Today we will discuss about comments. Okay, comments and indentation, then we will come back to our collection data type. Okay, because this is a little important, so we'll discuss this comments in Python. Today is day 11. We will begin with comment data type. Save this, day 11. Okay, so what do you understand by comment? Okay, so when we talk about social media platforms, so on social media platforms, what happens? There is a post. Okay, on that post, what are the options? One is you can like the post. Second one is you can comment the post. Okay, and what you can do, you can share the post. So comment means you are giving your opinion about that post. Okay, it could be your laughing emoji, it could be your sad emoji, it could be your uh, words, good words about that post, it could be like bad words about this post. So this is all about comment. Okay, so in Python, what we do in Python, whenever we write the program, so we write the logic. right? So you have written the logic in your program, but how I will understand? Let's suppose I'm trying to understand the logic which you have written in your Python program. So I will not be able to understand that logic, right? So what you will do, to in order to explain that logic, what you will write, you will write comment. So in Python we write comment with this hash symbol. Okay, this hash symbol. But this hash symbol comment, we start with this hash symbol, and this hash symbol known as, what we call this hash symbol, this is known as font symbol. Okay, we call it font sign, right? So whenever we write the comment, so we use font sign, right? So whenever you are writing code, whenever you are writing code, in order to explain the logic, you will write the comment. But your PVM is what? Interpreter. Okay, Python virtual machine, which interpret your code, which translate your code, which translate your bytecode, right? So which will translate this logic, but it will ignore this line which is starting with font symbol, right? So it will be ignored by the PVM. The line which you will start with hash symbol, it will be ignored by the font symbol. For example, if I am writing here, ideally, okay, so on ideally, if you want to create a program, here this is what interactive mode is for testing the code. But if you want to create a actual code, so what you will do, you will click on this file symbol, and after that you will click on open, right? So file, click on open. Okay, not open, I'm sorry for that. Click on new file. Okay, click on new file, then you will get this file. Okay, but this is what? Untitled file. So if you will save it, you can provide the title to it, and it is asking where you want to save this. So I will save it at my location. Okay, so here I will write running code. Okay, so here I am writing one. So what is the file name? 1.py, right? So here we can write the program, right? So if I write here hash print hello, so what it will print? If I write here print hello, if I write print hi, then what will happen? Okay, so in order to run this file, you will click on this run button, and you will click on run module. Okay, you can use the shortcut which is F5, and you can run it. So what it is printing actually, it is printing hi. It is not printing the line which is starting with hash. Okay, the line which will start with hash will not be executed by the compiler. Okay, so what is comment? Comment means in Python. Okay, just wait. In Okay, so we can say in Python, comments in Python, comments are created using hash, or we can say pond symbol. It is used to create single line comment, right? So you can write single line comment, right? And there is one more thing. In order to write the comment, generally what we do, we write doc type comment, means we use strings in order to write multi-line comments, right? So for example, if I'm writing comment, okay, comment 1, right? So if I will print, if I press enter, so in order to make this line comment, I need to again use a star. But if you want to write multi-line comment, what you can use, you can use this string. Okay, multi-line string you can use in order to make the comment. So comment 1, this is comment 2, this is comment 3, right? So and here I have written print hello. So what you will get in output, can you guys tell me? Can you guess?
Print hello. Hello sir, print hello.
Okay,
Only hello.
it will
Only
print
hello.
only hello. Okay, so it is printing only hello. Okay, so here what I'm writing, multi-line comments. Okay, now this is one of the important topic to know, which is what is indent. Okay, so what is indent, guys? Indent means space, space given at the beginning of the statement is called indent, right? Indent is used to create block, right? Okay, so let's try to understand this. For example, okay, so for example, if I'm writing here print hello, or we can say full stack Python development. Okay, so can you please tell me what it will print?
Full stack Python development or
Okay, what it will print, guys? Will it print full stack Python development?
Yes.
yes
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, can you please tell me what it will print now? Come, okay, uh, Python Django REST API. Now, what it will print?
Only full stack
Only full
Python.
stack Python development.
Okay, so
Yes
let
sir.
me tell you, what it will print. It will print nothing. It will not print anything, right? Just see here. So if I will run this code, what it is saying?
Indentation error.
What it is saying? Unexpected indent. Unexpected indent. So indent is what? Indent is what? Space given at the beginning of the statement. So I have written print statement, but before the print statement, there is a indent. There is what? There is a indent before. Okay. Why it is? So if you will observe here, this is what? This is one indent. Okay, so here there is an indent which is nothing but space at the beginning of the statement, called what? Indent. But indent is used to create what? Block. But here we are not creating any block. We are not creating any block. So we are using indent, but we are not creating block. So if you will not create the block, you will get the error for giving the space. Okay, so okay, so in order to get the output, you need to remove the indent. You need to remove the indent, nothing but space, right? Once you, if you are doing any changes, you need to save the file again. Okay, then only you can run. So now you can see the output is what? Python full stack development, right? Okay, now let's talk about okay, so whenever we create the program, okay, whenever we create the program, so every program required three things. Okay, so whenever you are creating a program, it required always three things. One is what? The first one is, we can say, output. Okay, your program should display the output, your program should take the input, and your program should process the input, right? So uh, for example what we can do, when we talk about input, right? When we talk about input, so there are two ways to take input. One is you are taking input from user. If you are taking input from the user, so that is known as user input. Okay, and one more is hard code value. hard code Hard code value, and the hard code value given by us, right? So example of user input, for example, in this a variable you are taking data from the user, so you will use one function which is called input function. And here hard code value means, here you are saying, I want to assign some value like 20. So this is what hard code value which you have given to your variable directly. Okay, or you can say this value given by the programmer, and this value will be given by the user, right? So we can write here input. So input is what? Input is a function. Okay, so let me just show you as well. Okay, so whenever we talk about program, so your program takes what? Your program takes, okay, your program takes input and it processes the input. Third thing is what? Third thing is it generate what? Output. So taking input is what? For example, if I'm writing a is equals to, why it is coming like this? Okay, let me open this file once again, because color is not changing. Okay, so this is what I have written comment only. Okay, and a is equals to I am writing 10, and b is equals to I am writing what, 20. B is equals to what, 20. So this is what, till here I have taken the input. Now the process is what, for example you are adding the numbers, so c is equals to you are writing a plus b. So what you are doing, processing. Now after that output will come. So how output will come and how you will print the output, you will say, what you can say, you can say a plus b is, a plus b is, okay, and after that you can say c, or you can print in this way also, you can say print c. Okay, print c means directly it will print the output, but if you will write here a plus b, so it will print the string, then it will print the value. Okay, it will print a plus b is as it is, and c is what, c is containing the addition of these two variables. Okay, there is another way to represent it. We can use f here. Okay, and we can say a, we can write what, okay, so in this bracket I will write the variable name. In this bracket I will write the variable name. In this bracket I will write the variable name. Okay, so what will happen, this variable is containing 10, right? So here it will print what, a, I mean a will print the value which it is storing, 10. Okay, b will print the value which is stored by the b. C will print the value which will be stored by c, right? Okay, and this f is nothing but f string. F string means whenever you are printing a string and value together. Maybe you are not understanding this concept correctly. I'll tell you in simple way as well so that you can understand it. So this is what, this is the program I have created. Okay, so it is with the help of this print. Okay, I have written here three print. I will explain you, wait. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here, see here. So here A containing what, 10. B is containing what, 20. Okay, C is containing what? C is containing the result of these two values. Okay, addition of A plus B contained by C. Okay, so addition of A plus B is what, 30. Right? Correct or not? So what we are doing, we are printing here what, C. Okay, C printing means the value which is stored in the C variable. The value which is stored in the C variable. So which value is stored? 30. So if you will write this line, so what it will print? It will print 30 here. Okay, now the second line. See, in the single code, whatever you will write, it will print as it is. So here A plus B and this column. So it is printing this much same, right? And this C I have written, this C I have written outside the single quotes. That is why it is printing what, C value, right? And see here I have used here f. Okay, so this is what, f string. What we call is f string or formatting string. What you can say, f stand for formatting. Okay, f stand for formatting string. So here if you will write, if you will use curly braces, and in the curly braces if you will write the variable name, so instead of printing the variable name. Okay, what it will print? Value of the variable. Similarly, b, which is inside the curly braces, so it will print the b value. B value is what? 20. C, what is the C value? C value is 30, it is printing. Are you clear, guys? Are you understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
If you have any confusion, anyone, if you have any confusion, please stop me and ask your doubt, right? So if you don't have any doubt, let's move forward. We have to discuss about print function. Okay, so print is a predefined function in Python, right? Print is a standard output function. This function is used to print data or information. Okay, on what? Console, right? Console, or we can say monitor. Okay, console is nothing but the display which is displaying your output. The screen which is displaying your output, that is what console screen. Okay, console screen does not represent your output in graphic form but numbers form. Okay, characters form. Okay, so print function required. Okay, so print function required input to print data or information. Print function print function is having three inputs, right? First one is data, second one is separator, and the third one is end, right? So these are the three things used by the print function, right? So how print function use these three things? Okay, so if I say, for example, if I write here uh, print, okay, print line line 1, okay, and if I write here print, if I write here print, if I write here print, okay, if I write here print, okay, so if I write here print line, okay, or we can say line 2, okay, so what it will print, what will be the output? So will it print line 1 just after I mean, will it print line 2 just after this line 1? So let me tell you, when you are writing empty print, so empty print is nothing but a new line. It insert new line. Okay, this is a new line, this is also a new line. What I'm writing currently? Comments. This is also a new line. Okay, this is also a new line. So print function treats as a new line. So after line number 1, there is a new line 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, after that it will print the second line. After 4 lines space, after 4 line space, it will print what? Second line. Right? Let's see the output. If I will run this, you can see here, you can clearly see here. So first line, then empty line, another empty line, okay, empty line, another empty line, another empty line, another empty line, four empty lines. Then after it is printing what? Line number 2. Understanding this? So Ati, Sangeeta,
Yes,
Pankaj,
sir.
Yes, sir.
all right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this uh, so it is printing in this way. This is the line 1. Okay, this is the new line. This is another new line. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and after that it's printing. Okay, so these 4 new line, right? Okay, next way of representing is when you are writing. Okay, when you are writing print, and if you are writing here 10, 20, 30, and 40, right? So what I want to do, I just want to I just want to replace these commas. Okay, this comma is nothing but separator. Comma is nothing but separator. Okay, so if you will write here comma, so what it does, it means a space. Comma means what? Space. Okay, comma, right? So this is the comma, and it means space. Okay, what I'm writing here? Comment. I'm writing comment so that you can understand it, right? So if I will run this, if I will run this, you can see space is coming. Space is coming after each comma, after each separator, right? So uh, change comma into dollar symbol. Okay, so instead of this, I mean instead of space, instead of this comma changed with space, but I want comma should change with dollar symbol. Okay, so how we can do this? We can use here print, right? 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. Okay, some of you might be thinking like I should use dollar here, right? If you will use dollar here, you will get error. What you will get? Error, invalid syntax. So what I said, change comma with dollar symbol. Okay, changing comma, but not like this. Okay, we have to change the comma with separator. Here what we will use? We will use here separator. So what you will write? Sep, and after that you will write single quotes, and here you mention whatever symbol you want to use instead of comma, right? So if you will run this, can you see dollar symbol is coming? Instead of this space, dollar symbol is coming. Instead of this space, dollar symbol is coming. Instead of this space, dollar symbol is coming, right? So I can change comma with hash symbol using separator. Okay, so what I will write, print 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40, and I will write separator. Separator is what? Hash. By default this separator is what? By default the separator is what? When you are not mentioning separator, by default it is space. Okay, by default it is what? Space. But here what it will print, instead of comma, instead of space, it will print hash symbol, right? Guys, kindly go on mute. Okay, so you can see now it is replaced with dollar symbol. Okay, so can I change it with other symbol? Okay, comma with any, comma with, or we can say replace comma with string. Okay, so what I want now, I want a string. So 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40, right? So I want to print here a separator which is string. Let's suppose I'm writing rs, or maybe some other symbol. Okay, let's suppose right here uh, I'm just writing a. Alright, so this comma will replace with a. Okay, so like that it is coming. Does anyone have any doubt?
नो सर नो
Okay, good.
सर
Yes.
मैं सर बोला था मैं सर लीव हो जा रहा हूँ सर
Okay, no issue.
ओके सर
Okay, so let's discuss about mm, mm, mm. let's discuss about collection data types. Okay, collection data types. Okay, so collection data types. So collection data types store multiple values in a single variable, right? So collection data type, the first one, let's discuss about list data type. Okay, so this list we write as a list, right? So this list is what? List is what? We can say this is what? Ordered collection. Okay, so this is what? Ordered collection, or we can say list is what? Mutable. Mutable means can be changed. Okay, values can be changed, right? And it allows duplicate values. Okay, so before telling you this concept, I just want to ask this question to everyone. So for example, I have to store this 10. Okay, so 10 is what? Integer object. So this integer object will reserve some space in the memory. Okay, this is what? 10. And it is having some ID. Let's suppose ID is what? ID is what? 1000. Okay, and the identifier which is storing it is a what? Is a A. Is A. Okay, A is holding this variable, right? So if I do some changes, if I write here A is equals to A plus 10. Okay, I am adding 10 in A, right? Okay, but before this, okay, so if I will check the ID of A, so what is the ID of A here? What is the ID of A? Can we say 1000,
1000.
right? Okay, so if I'm writing here A plus 10, what's the A value? What's the A value?
10.
A value is 10, and this plus here, and this 10. So 10 plus 10 is what? 10
20.
plus is
20.
20. 20 is coming again inside the A, right? So what will happen? Will it means this value will change or not? Will this value change or not?
Yes,
After
sir.
this,
Changed.
it will change. Okay, so you mean it will become how much?
20.
20. Okay, you mean it will become 20, and if I check the ID of this, so if I
ID
check
will
the
be
ID,
changed.
so what is the ID is what?
Thousand.
Also, no, ID will be changed also.
Okay, so this is the like logic you have to understand, because integers are mutable. I mean integers are immutable. You cannot change into the integers object. Okay, you might be slightly confused with this, but when you are adding this 10 into A, new memory block is created. New memory block is created. This A, okay, let me just tell you, this memory block will not replace its value. It will keep its original value. What's the original value? 10. But when you are performing operation, it will not go into the same object which is earlier pointed. A is pointing to this. But when you are doing changes, because this is what? Immutable. So if you are doing changes, so another object will create. Okay, and let's suppose this another object is having addresses 2000. So A will, earlier A was pointing to this memory block, but now the A will point, instead of 1000, it will point to the 2000, right? It is a little tricky and confusing, but let me tell you. Okay, when you want to test something, you can use this ideally. Okay, and this is known as interactive mode, right? So here what I will do here, if I will write A is equals to 10, right? So if I will check the ID of A, so now ID is what? Starting with 14 and ending with 60, right? Remember this. And what I'm trying to do, I am trying to change the value. I want to add 10 more in the a value, right? So if you will check the id, so what it is, id has changed. Okay, so it is ending with 60. Let me give you another way of examples for more clarity. I'm trying to say a is containing 20. Okay, if you will print a, so it is printing 20. If I check the id of a, so id of a is what? It is 80 right now. Okay, and now what I will do, I will do some updation in a, right? 30. Okay, if I will print here a is what? It is what? Printing 50. But it doesn't means a value is changing. The object reserved by this object, and that object address assigned to a, after performing this operation, that object is unassigned and new object assigned to a. Okay, if you will check the id, so you will see there is a difference between ids. Okay, because of immutability concept. Is that clear or not clear? Tell me honestly, is it clear or not clear?
Clear, yes.
What about other?
Clear, sir.
Just repeat, sir.
Okay, should I repeat? Okay, so what I'm trying to say, when you want to store this 10, so how you write? You write a is equals to 10. So what happening? A block is created in the memory, right? A block has created into the memory, right? And this block value is what? 10. The address of this block or id is of this block is 1000. The name of this block is a. Is that clear? This much? This much clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I ask you A is pointing to which block, you will say A is pointing to this block, right? A is pointing to this block, you will say, right? So it means what? A is pointing to the ID of that block. Its ID is what? 1000, right? Let's suppose what I did, I have written this statement. A is equals to A plus A plus 10. Right, so what is the a value now? After writing this, a value will become what? Tell me.
20.
A value will become 20.
20.
20. Okay, so a value is what? 20. So do you think like here, instead of 10, 20 will come? Do you think like this? Yes or no?
Yes.
But when you will write this statement, whenever you will change in the a value, so it will not delete, it will not erase the previous value. What it will do for new value, because a value is reassigning, here you are assigning what? 10. So for 10 there is a block, but what you are doing now, you are reassigning a value with some new value, and what is the new value is 20. Okay, so it will not cut this 10 and will write 20. It will not happen. Okay, it will not happen. What will happen instead of this? It will create a new block, and that block name will given as a. Okay, and this new value, instead of erasing and putting the value here, new value will come here, and this will also have some address. Okay, and now a, after this statement a will start pointing to 2000. Okay, if you will print a here at this place, if you will print a value here, so what it will print, it will give you 20. If you will give print the id of a right now here at this point, so it will give you id is what, 1000. Okay, but here after this, if you will print a here, so what it will print, it will print 20, it will print 20, right? If you will print the id of a, will it print the same id 1000? If something changed
No.
happened in this memory block, then only it will print, but there is no change happened in this memory block, means new memory block has created for this. So that is why if you will print the id, so now it will print the new block id, which is 2000,
2000.
right? So what happened, a earlier was pointing to it, now a is pointing to this block. That is why ids are coming different when we are printing this. When we are printing what, when we are printing this, we are writing a is equals to 20, we are printing 20, id is this, but the moment I am changing, so value changed and location also changed. You can see here this and this id is not matching. This is what immutability concept,
Immutable.
right? Okay. Okay, so next let's try to understand the list example. How to create the list? In order to create the list, what you can do? Okay,
Sir, I have a doubt.
yes, yes,
You have
please.
you have said that this is immutable, right?
Yes, yes.
So what is the difference between mutable and immutable?
That we will discuss in upcoming topics, because
Okay,
this
sir.
is not a good time to discuss that, because you guys will confuse. Right
Okay,
now,
okay.
immutable, you can say immutable means not changeable, mutable means changeable. Okay, so this data type we are learning, which is list data type, this is mutable, changeable. But how it is changeable, I'll tell you,
Okay,
right?
sir.
Okay. So list you can create by writing this square bracket. Okay, if I write here a is equals to this. Okay, so what I'm creating, I'm creating a list. Okay, so let me just take a file and there I will tell you. So if I write here L1 equals to this, right? So if I will, what I'm trying to do here, I'm creating empty list. Okay, creating empty list, right? So how you will get to know whether it is empty list? So what I will do, I will use the type function. What type function will do, it will tell the which data type it is, right? So if you will write here L1, okay, maybe student will be confused, so let's use capital letter, right? So what it will tell you, it belongs to which class? which belongs to list class, it will tell, right? And if you will print this list, if you will try to print the L1, so what will be the output? Output will be empty list. Okay, let's check it. Okay, so can you see what it is printing? It is printing type is what? List. Okay, and it is what? Empty list. Okay, so can I add elements into it? Can I add elements into it? So how can I add? I can use append function. So I can write L1 dot append. Okay, and I have written here 10. Okay, so adding element in L1. Okay, so L1 will become like 10, right? If you will print L1 now, if you will print L1 now, so what it will print? It will print 10. Okay, let's check. Okay, it is printing 10, right? If you want to add more element, so what you will do? Again, what you will write? You will write L1 dot append 20. So print L1, and you can see here 10. Okay, 10 comma 20. Okay, so like this it will print.
So also you can add the multiple elements and a single line
Yes, yes, definitely we can use. We
using
can
the
also,
separate comma.
yes, we can add multiple elements, right, in the list. Okay, but that time you will use another function. You will not use append. You can use different function. Okay, so let's suppose if I am you appending with this append. Okay, so what it will do? It will tell you error. Okay, so what it is telling? List append takes exactly one argument, two given. Okay, so we cannot provide uh, two elements, right? That topic, that is, I will tell you in insert function. Okay, there is an insert function we will discuss. Okay, so okay, so for example, if you want to create the list, okay, creating list with what? With elements. So how you will create? L1 equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, right? And what you are doing? Printing. Okay, printing what? L1, right? So if you will check the output, what it will print? It will print 20, 30, and 40. Okay, so this is what? List data type. Okay, so it is printing the list. Okay, and the next one is, next data type is what? Tuple data type. Okay, so tuple data type. Okay, so tuple we write generally like this. Okay, and one more thing, if you want to create the empty list, so what you can do, you can use the, okay, that I will tell you separately. The tricky thing when we will solve the coding questions, then I will tell you the tricky things in this data types, but right now I'm just giving you overview only. Okay, so this is what ordered collection. Ordered collection means in which order you will insert the element, in the same order it will display, right? So it means what, it is the ordered collection. Next we can say immutable. Okay, immutable means cannot be changed, right? And allows duplicate values. Okay, duplicates values you can also use here, right? So how to create tuple? So in order to create the tuple, okay, creating tuple. So in order to create the tuple, you need to use parenthesis. For example, I am writing here t1 is equals to 10 comma 20 comma 30, right? So if I will print t1, so what it will print, it will print, okay, so it will print 10 comma 20 comma 30. If I will check the type of t1, so the type will be class. It belongs to which class? It belongs to tuple class, right? So like that it will display. Okay, okay, here parenthesis will come, because with parenthesis you can recognize this is the tuple. Okay, so this is one way to create the tuple. Okay, so there is another way to create the tuple is, another way is you can create the tuple by writing, for example I'm writing here t1, and if I'm writing 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. Okay, so if I write here print t1, right? So what it will print, it will print 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. Okay, so if I will print the type, so what will be type, what will be the type of t1? Can anyone tell me what will be the type of t1? Guys listening,
Tuple.
why it is tuple, why it is type tuple? Okay, you are saying correctly, the type will be class tuple, but why? Okay, so whenever we create the tuple, generally what we use parenthesis. But if you will not use the parenthesis, and if you will separate the values with comma, so it will be treated as a tuple by the PBM. So if you will check here, you can see it is type tuple, right? Okay, now let me just ask you one more question. If I write here t2, And if I write here 10 comma 20, okay, let's write 10 only. If I say uh, if I say mm, if I say t2 and print type t2, okay, and I'm creating here t3 and I'm writing here 1000. I'm writing here print t3, okay, print type t3, and I'm printing t4, and I'm writing here tuple 10 20, or maybe I'm writing here 10 20 30 40, and I'm printing what? I'm printing t4, okay. I'm printing type is what? t4, okay. So out of these examples, okay, I will give this example. Okay, let me just take the screenshot. Okay, you guys just tell me. Okay, you just guys tell me what it will print here. What it will print here. And what it will print here.
I think it will be syntax error.
There will be a syntax error. Let's check. Okay, so let me just remove this. Let's check whether it is a syntax error or not. Okay, so there will not be any syntax error. Let me tell you first. So it will print 10. Okay, and here it will print type. Okay, sorry, class tuple. So if I will run this, comma also comma. So can you see the output is coming same? So when you are creating a variable, and the variable you are writing 10 and you are writing comma, so that is what tuple data type. If you are separating value with comma, that is what tuple data type. If you will remove the comma from here, now it will become what? Integer data type. It will become what? int. It will print 10, right?
Yes.
If we write here the string value, that will be also considered as a tuple.
Like string value, where do you want to write?
T2.
t2. Should I write string 1020 like this?
No, not like this. I want string value.
Like this?
That will be the good thing.
No, no, no. That is other data type. That is other data type. I'm just telling you, like if you are separating values like 10 comma 20, so this 10 comma 20 will be treated as tuple value.
Tuple.
Okay, so the type will become tuple, right? So, and if you're not writing like this, but if you are writing something like this, please go on mute. Okay, so if you are going with brackets here, so that is also a tuple. If you are not using bracket, so that is also a tuple. And one more thing is what? One more thing is what? If you are using here 4, and if you are using just a comma, okay, see, when I'm not using the comma, then what is it? It is integer class. But the moment I will use the comma, it will become tuple. But I think this example should be on top to get more clarity. Okay, so this is a tuple, this is also a tuple, right? And there is one more way to create the tuple, which is, let's suppose I'm creating t, only t, and you can create tuple by using this tuple function. Okay, so here I'm writing 20, 30. So this will create what? Tuple. Okay, you guys need more practice to understand it, but you can see here, okay, I have given comma, it is printing integer and again integer. Why it is so? Okay, so I'm again printing here t2, that is why it is coming like that, right? So you can see only comma is integer, 10 comma, okay, 10 and comma. So 10 and comma, this makes what? This makes it tuple, right? If you are writing something in brackets, okay, so if you're writing something in brackets and separating it by comma, it will become tuple, right? And here what I did, this is the list. Okay, list value, how do we write? In the square bracket, and the list data we are converting into a tuple. You can see here also it is coming in the tuple. Okay, it could be a little tricky, so if you are understanding, that is good. If you're not understanding, after practice you can understand this. Okay, so next what I have to discuss, I have to tell you about set. Okay, set is what? Set data type we write like this, set. Okay, so we can say set is what? Unordered, unordered collection. Second is what? Set is what? Mutable. Mutable means changes allowed, right? And no duplicates, duplicate values allowed, right? How to create the set? So in order to create the set, what you will do, you will write, for example, I'm writing here uh, maybe numbers. Okay, there is a set of numbers, and here I'm writing 1 2 3 4 4 4 and 7, okay, and 9, right? So like that I am writing. So if you will check the type of numbers, so what it will print? It will print class type is what? Class type is set. Understanding, guys, or not understanding?
Understood, sir.
Yes, I understand.
Let's see here. See, if you are understanding it 80%, that is also fine. Okay, I'm not saying understand 100%. 80% you understand, 60% you understand. Just understand it above 50%. That is enough. Because when we will practice our programs, you will get to know more clarity. Okay, because this could be the new concept for someone, but do not feel like coding is not for me. Do not feel like it is being hard day by day. It's not like that. I promise you, by the end of this Python classes, you feel a lot of confidence on you. राइट। तो ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है कि अभी समझ नहीं आ रहा तो लास्ट तक समझ में नहीं आएगा, लास्ट में भी समझ में आएगा। अभी थोड़ा सा दिक्कत होगा, अभी थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो सकता है। అర్థమైందా?
Yes, sir, అర్థమైంది.
Okay, okay. So let's see. So how to create the set? So in order to create the set, we write here, let's suppose numbers. Numbers is what? Numbers is a variable. Okay, which type of variable it is? This is a collection type variable. Why it is a collection type variable? Because it is holding collection data. Set is what? Collection data. Sorry, set is what? Collection data type. In collection data types, there are three categories. What are they? Sequence, set, and mapping. Right? So this is what? Collection data type. And how to create set? 1, 2, 3, like that you can create. But when you create the set, you will use curly braces, right? Okay, so if I will print, okay, if I will use here duplicates value, right? So duplicates values are not allowed in the case of set. So if I write here print numbers, okay, it will print numbers, but it will not allow duplicates values. If I write type, if I will check the type of this numbers, right? So what will happen? It will tell me the type is what? Class set. Okay, so like that it is printing, and can you see here a duplicate values has been removed. Output is what? 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Okay, now let's discuss about dictionary data type. Okay, so dictionary. Okay, in dictionary, how do we write dictionary data type? We write dict, right? So we write like dict. So we can say stores data in. Dictionary is one of the very important data type. Okay, dictionary is one of the important data type in Python, right? As you will level up your confidence in Python, you will see that lot of programs you are using dictionary. In lot of programs you will use dictionary. That is why it is one of the important data types among all the data types in Python. So dictionary is what? Key and value pair. Okay, key and value pairs. Key means keys must be unique. Okay, key must be unique. Values could be duplicate. Okay, or we can say values duplicates are allowed. Duplicates keys are not allowed, right? So how to create dictionary? Example. So what's the example? So whenever you are creating the dictionary, first of all you will write the dictionary name. So let's suppose dictionary name is what? Students. Okay, this is what? Students dictionary. And how you will create? You will use assignment operator and you will use curly braces. But with curly braces we also create set. You will say with curly braces also we are creating what? Set. With curly braces what we are creating? We are creating set. But what is the difference? Okay, I said dictionary also you will create with curly braces, right? So what will be the difference? Difference is here you will write data in the form of key and value. Okay, let me write here syntax. Okay, syntax is what? Syntax will be like student. Okay, so here you will write key and value, right? So we can say key 1 value 1, then comma key 2, key 2 separate by column value 2, right? Like that. So here key is what? Let's suppose key is, I'm writing key is what? Name is a key. Okay, and what is the value? Value is a name of the person. Okay, name of the person, let's suppose Nobita, right? So what's key here? Name is a key. What's the value here? Nobita is the value. How to separate this pair? This is known as one pair. Okay, so how to separate this pair? You can use comma. Now you can create another pair. So another pair is, for example, I am writing key name is age. So age is a key. Okay, and value is what? Let's suppose 20. Okay, so this is what? Integer value, that is why I'm not giving string here. Okay, and let's suppose course I will write here course is what? Python fst. Okay, so like that I've created the dictionary. Let's see here. Okay, so how to create the dictionary? Let's suppose I'm writing here student. Okay, if I will check the type of the student, if I check the type of the student, so can you please tell me what type of variable it is? What will be the type of this?
I think set will be display.
Set will display. But let's suppose I have to create the empty dictionary, then let's first check what it is displaying. So it is displaying dictionary. Okay, it is displaying dictionary. Okay, but the question is, let's suppose my question is create an empty set. How you will create? So in order to create the empty set, you can use the set function. There is a set function as well. Okay, so that set function you can use to create the empty set. Okay, so you can see here now it is saying what? Class set. Okay, but also in order to create the empty dictionary you can use dict. If you will write here dict, so it will say dictionary tag. But the another way is what? You can use empty curly braces, right? But we have to write here key and value. Okay, so key could be string. Okay, key could be string as well as number, right? So for example, I'm writing string is what? The value which is written in single quotes or double quotes. These are what? Quotes. Okay, so I will say name is what? Key. And what is the value? Value is what? Let's suppose name of the person, right? And if I will print here student, right? So right now what it will display? It will display me key and value pair. Okay, so it is printing key and this is the value, right? Okay, so let's suppose I want to print only keys. Then how can I print? I just want to print only keys. So you can write print, and you can write students, not student, but the variable name should be same, student
Student dot name.
dot keys. Okay, what you will write? Student dot keys, and it will fetch the keys. Okay, so what it is printing first? It is printing the key. Right now key is what? Name. Okay, let's see this line later. Let's create another pair. Okay, another pair is what? Let's suppose I am saying age. Age is what? 30, right? So now how many keys are there? One is name, second is what?
Two.
Age,
H.
right? So if I will run this, how many keys it is printing?
Two.
Two keys. Is there any other way to fetch the keys only? Fetching keys from dictionary. Okay, is there any other way? Another way is you can write print, and you can
Using
write
key name.
dictionary name, right? You can write what? Dictionary name. Okay, if you will write dictionary name, then you will fetch the values. No, that is not the way. Okay, let's talk about fetching the values. Only values I want to fetch. So what you will do? You will write student dot values. Okay, so what it will do? Fetching all values, fetching all keys, fetching all values from dictionary. Okay, so what are the keys? Name and age. What's the values? Nobita and 30. Can I print complete dictionary? So if you want to print the complete dictionary, what you will do? You just write print, and you write the dictionary name. Dictionary name is
Student.
student. So if you will write here, if you will run this, so it is printing complete dictionary, which is name, Nobita, age 30. It is printing only keys, and it is printing, okay, values only, right? There is one more thing, which is items. So if you will write here student dot items. Okay, so what it will do? It will fetch the pair. Okay, so it will fetch the pair. So can you see one pair is this? One pair is this, another pair is another value. Okay, this is one pair, this is another pair, right? Print print complete dictionary, and what it do? Print pairs, all pairs. Okay, there is one more way to print the key. Okay, I mean, based on this key, I want to print the value. I don't want to print this age, I just want to print this Nobita value. Okay, so what I will do? Okay, so what I will do? I will write here print, right? And I will write the student name, dictionary name.
Mhm.
After that I will use the square brackets, and in the square bracket I will mention the key name. So I will write here name. So name is what? Key. If you will write the name, it will print what? Associated value. Okay, prints value. Okay, so which value associated with this name key? Which value associated?
Nobita.
Nobita. So Nobita value associated with this. Okay, so let's check whether it is printing or not. Okay. So what it is saying? Name error. Name is not defined, but our name is defined. But our name is which type? String type. Okay, string type or maybe another issue. Student. Okay, let's write here. Okay, so can you see it is printing what? Nobita. Okay, so Nobita is value associated with that key, right? And okay, so for example, if I write here print, please try to understand this, guys. It's really important. Student, if I write here student, okay, if I write here student marks, what it will print?
The
Nothing,
mark
sir.
is not enough.
It will print what? Error.
Yes.
Why error? Because this key does not exist
There.
in the dictionary, right? That is why it is the error. Okay, what it is saying? Key error. Okay, why? Because this key is not defined. But let's suppose I'm unable to see the dictionary. Okay, dictionary is somewhere in another module, but I'm not sure whether marks is there or not. But I want to make sure whether marks is there or not, but I don't want error. If marks is not there, it should not print anything. If marks is there, then it prints the marks. If not there, do not print error. So for that, what you can do, you can use here one more thing. Okay, so this is the error, that is why I'm commenting it. Okay, but if you want, like if marks is not there, do not print anything, but do not print error. If I will write like this, marks, if marks not there, then it will print error. So there is another way, which is dot get. What you will use? Dot get, and you will write here marks. So marks is a key. Now what will happen? What it will do? If key present, if key is present in dictionary. Okay, let me write here. Why do we write comments?
To understand the code
To
clearly.
understand easily.
Yes, to understand logic. Okay, if key is present in dictionary, then print its values, value or values. Okay, second is, if key is not present in the dictionary, don't say, don't print error. I just don't want to see the error message, right? Okay, so that time what we can use? We can use get. Okay, and what it is printing? It is printing none because it is not available. But I am saying do not print anything, but it is printing
Many.
what? None. Okay, it is not printing error, but it is printing none. But I say, I want to say, when there is this key is not present, just say, if it is not present, so just say absent. Okay, if key is not present, then what? Say absent. If it is present, just print the value of it. It is little tricky, but if you will understand it, you will understand. Okay, okay, let me just run this one more time. Okay, it is printing none and absent. Okay, because we are using this print function here. Okay, anyway, that concept we will discuss later. Like if not present, print another message. Let's suppose if key is present. If key is present, let's suppose name key is present. Okay, so what it will do, it will print the value. Oh, what happened? Okay, the spelling is wrong. Print. Okay, so what it is printing? Nobita, because it is present. Right now. And if I write here name, or if I write here age, so it will print age is what 30 it is printing. Okay, but let's write here marks. So what it will print? None. Right? So what data type we have discussed? We have discussed list. Right? How to create the list? We use square brackets. Correct? Okay, then we
Yes.
have seen tuple. Generally people call it tuple and some people call it tuple. Okay, so both are correct. So in order to create the tuple, you can use this empty parenthesis. There is another way which you can use 10 and comma. There is another way which you can use 10 comma 20 comma 30. This is also a tuple, right? And if you are writing like this 10, okay, and 20, so this is also a tuple. But if you are writing like this 10, this is not a tuple. This is the tuple, this is the tuple, this is the tuple. Okay, because 10 is what? If you are writing 10 20 plus 5, so this is what it will consider it as an integer value. It will consider it as an integer value because after operation it will convert it into the single value. Let me show you if you are not understanding it. So if I say a is equals to 10, type a, I'm checking type of a, so it is what? Integer type. If I say a is equals to 10 comma, okay, if I check the type of a, this is what? Tuple type. Okay, comma makes the difference. Understanding guys? समझ आ रहा है?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes. So you have mentioned here the order collection, tuple and list.
Yes,
It
yes,
means
yes.
is taking only the integer value.
No, no, it means order uh, when they print the values, so it will print the value in the same way, in the way the values are inserted.
Okay.
Insertion order preserved means in the form, in the way you will insert, in the same way it will print. But set is what? Not a ordered, I mean, not
Unordered collection.
unordered collection. Unordered means the in the
It
same
will
way you
be
are entering, it may print, in the same way it may not print.
It means
Okay.
ascending and descending both order
Yeah,
it can
it could be increasing or decreasing on any order it can follow. But the thing is, it will not allow duplicates, right? And what we have discussed about set, right? So in order to create the set, we use this curly braces. Okay, so if you are using this, will it create set? Will it create set? The answer is no.
no
So in order to create the empty set, what you will use? Set
say
function.
Function.
Okay, if you will use this is what? Empty dictionary, right? And how to create the set? 10 comma 20, if you are writing, that is what set. We have discussed about dictionary as well. So dictionary is what? In order to create the dictionary, okay,
dict
for example, I'm writing dict1. So in order to create the dictionary, we can use this to create the empty dictionary, right? We can use dict function to create the empty
Function.
dictionary.
Empty dictionary.
Yes. And what we can do, whenever we are creating the dictionary, there is a key also separated by comma colon, and there is a value,
Value.
right? So this is what? Mapping collection. Okay, mapping of what? Key and value. Okay, and this key and value collectively is known as pair, right? Okay, so if
Yes,
you
sir.
want to print the pair, how you will print? In order to print the pair, you will use what? Items,
items
right? In order to print the keys, in order to print the keys of the dictionary, to print the keys, you will use keys method. Okay, to print the values, you will use
value
values
method.
method. To print the pair, you will use items. To print the pair, to print the pair, it will use items. Okay, right? And we have discussed one more thing in the list. In the empty list, if you want to insert the value, in the empty list, if you want to insert the value, so we can use append. Okay, what we can use? We can use append, right? And in order to create the empty list, you can use list function. Okay, and in order to create the empty list, you can use square brackets. Okay, so tomorrow we will create the programs on this topic, whatever we have discussed. The only thing you have to do is practice. If you will practice more, you will understand more, you will get more confusion, so that you will get questions to ask in the class. Okay, so guys, please practice, because if you will practice more, we can complete this soon. Okay, otherwise it will take more time to explain everything in detail, right? Okay, so can we end the class
Yes,
here?
sir.
Does anyone have any doubt? No doubt, all clear.
No doubt, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No.
Okay, guys, good night, everyone. Thank you for giving your valuable time. Please
Thank
practice
you.
all the
Okay,
notes,
thank
all
you.
the
Good night.
videos. Okay, bye, bye, all of you.